Hi, my name is. Hi, my name is Dylan Beiserman. I go to Redondo. I'm a freshman. I play water polo and I'm currently on the swim team. This will be my second year of Ocean Fever, and I've just had a really good time. I was a mentor last summer, and I just had a great time, meeting new people and helping them learn how to swim.
Alright, hi, I'm his older brother Brendan. I'm also at Redondo. I'm a junior there and I'm on the water polo team. I really enjoy swimming in the ocean. That's how I found Ocean Fever. I do. That's why I keep showing up. And I'm really grateful for Romy. She was my swim coach at Redondo, my freshman and sophomore year, and she got me to do Ocean Fever last year. This is my second year with Ocean Fever, and I'm excited for a really fun time this upcoming season. Our next speaker is Steve Sutton. Steve is a highly experienced and accomplished American waterman, open water swimmer, and coach. He is originally from Newport Beach, California, and currently resides in the foothills of the Santa Monica Mountains. Steve has been involved in open water swimming since his childhood and has a wealth of experience and knowledge to share with aspiring swimmers. With a passion for open water swimming that began at a young age, Steve's first official races were the Newport Beach Lifeguard Trials and Newport Pier Swim when he was 16. As a Newport Beach lifeguard during high school and college, he spent his free time surfing, swimming, diving, and exploring the cliffs, beaches, and coves of Corona del Mar, Laguna, and Newport.
In 2019, Steve and his sons Ryland and Tyler began swimming together and building expertise in kayaking, first aid, rescues, cold exposure, nutrition, and supporting swims. Since that time, Ryland and Tyler have supported numerous channel swimmers in the Catalina and Santa Barbara channels, as well as along the coast from San Diego to Monterey. Ryland is an official observer kayaker and crew member for both the CCSF and the SBCSA, and Tyler has built a reputation as a reliable observer in training and crew chief. Both Ryland and Tyler are marathon swimmers, with Tyler training to swim the Anacapa Channel in July of this year, and Ryland training for a 24-hour endurance event at the end of April. As a family, they have worked to build a reputation and friendships with swimmers from around the world. They've hosted swimmers in their home for training sessions and crossings. The open water community is a special group of amazing and supportive people, all encouraging each other to be their very best and enjoy our oceans and waterways. Can we please help me in welcoming Steve and his son?
I started out in the water, surfing and swimming and waves we swam, and it just kind of evolved. You can see the Golden Gate Bridge swim and Alcatraz swim, and then it just wanted more, longer and longer swims. And I met Dan here at the WOSA event, and I went to a seminar with a person named Ned Devine, who's an amazing He's an amazing waterman. He swum everything. He gave a good talk about setting goals and making commitments. And he talked about all these amazing swims, Gibraltar Straits, all these things. When I was in elementary school, I'd look at maps and be like, damn, I would go for this one. And I got really excited. He's inspired us all to go home and pick an event and sign up for it and come back and tell him. The next day I showed up with Ryland, and I signed up for the English Channel Academy, and he told me to go get a medical. He was so surprised, and I did, and I found out that I had a clogged artery, and I had to get 2 stents. But after that, I swam SCAR, which is a 40-mile swim over 4 days. Yeah, I signed up for these things without really investigating them. And I thought 40 miles in 4 days. All right, well, that's 10 miles a day. I can pull that off. And I was just trying to complete it. because I wanted to see what I could do. And I found out one of the swims was 17 miles. And I was a little bit concerned because it was my bad. So I got Rylan and dragged him to the beach, both boys. During lockdown, we got bored really fast. And we just went to the beach every day and we swam. And we swam and we kayaked and supported each other. And so we picked it up as a family. And after that, when we came out, Rylan turned 18 and became an observer for Catalina, which was a great experience. I did the same thing. And Tyler's been crewing for people from all around the world. And it's just been a great experience. I mean, we have friends from Russia that have stayed with us. We have friends from India that came and stayed with us. We have all kinds of people that come to our house and train. And so the boys, their summer job was basically supporting swimmers in Santa Barbara Channel and Catalina Channel, and for Dan around Coronado. And it's just been a great experience for all of us. So I did, like I said, I started out with just beach swims. Newport Peer-to-Peer Swim was my first one. And then Anacapa. And then we did a relay, which is kind of cool. We found out that you could raise money for charities and do swims. And we thought that was great. So we found a charity and raised money for them. And we did an English Channel relay. So last 2 summers ago, we went over to Dover. And I had planned to do it, so I wanted to see what it was like first. So we did a relay with 4 people we'd never met before. We show up on the boat, we hop on the boat and go, and it was interesting. One of them was an trapeze artist.
Ex-trapeze artist for the Flying Elvises.
He was diving in the water.
Elvis tatted right across.
Actually, we had to ask. I mean, it's just amazing the people that we've met. Every time I go on a boat, there's people from, everywhere you can think of. One of the swimmers we were supporting was from Kazakhstan. She was the first woman to get a Triple Crown from Kazakhstan. And it's really amazing. So, you want to talk about your observer experience?
Yeah, so all my life I've been swimming, playing water polo since I was really, really little. As my dad said, during quarantine we got really bored because our water polo practices weren't happening, our swim practices weren't happening. We were just stuck at home doing nothing, and so we would go down to the beach and just start swimming. And we weren't really paying attention to I'm not sure how long we were swimming, but we were just swimming because we liked swimming. And after quarantine kind of ended, we started to look into the longer swims. My dad and I came down here to Redondo Beach and went to that seminar. And after that, we started paying attention to the CCSF, which is Catalina Channel Swimming Association, and we both signed up to be observers there. As observers, you are on the boat next to the swimmer, who also has a kayaker, and you're taking temperature of the water, temperature of the air, wind direction, how fast the wind's going, how the swimmer's feeling. You're writing all these things down in a log and basically creating a story for every person's swim. So it's really special when those swimmers get to get those logs back at the end of the season, because it basically is a story of their swim that they can now keep forever. And so it's really special. And so as my dad was saying, he did SCAR for the first time 2 years ago. And about a month before, when he realized that there was a 17-mile swim, decided to throw me in the water in a kayak, which I had never done before. So I kayaked maybe 2 or 3 times in the ocean before we went to SCAR, which was 40 miles in 4 days for me kayaking. To which I was like, okay, I'll try. But I got through it. We got through it.
It's a real challenge,
The winds are.
As a swimmer, you go through all kinds of mental states in a 7 and 8 hour swim, and you get very frustrated because that cactus it's been following you and it's not moving and this isn't ending, and you're in the middle of the desert and you're sick of water, and it's really, you have to remember this is suicide.
have to remember this is my dad.
When you ask him how much further do we have to go, and he says 3 miles, and it's 2 hours ago.
That's what the guy on the boat said.
It was a really good experience for us.
Yeah, he had it going up for you, right? Yeah.
Very different,
Yeah,
yes.
calling out knock jokes as I swam to keep it lighthearted.
Yeah, so we started kayaking more and observing more for Catalina. We extended that over to the Santa Barbara Channel Swimming Association as well. They do Anacapa swims, more that side of the islands. Then we started kayaking for Dan down at Coronado, and my dad did around Coronado swim down there as well. Went to New York, he did around Manhattan, threw me in the kayak for that.
Well, you actually got, when I signed up, we met somebody at SCAR who is in charge of all the kayakers for New York. And he said, why don't you have Ryland do it? And so,
Because he saw me kayak at Scar for the first time, and he was like,
happens to tricky one, because there's a lot of currents, but I get the point of this is for, young people, for, Ryland was like the youngest by at least 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
Surfers, right? Yeah.
25 years. A lot of these people are like 40 years old, 40 years old.
It's a great experience that you guys can do, and you can
You
kayak.
get crazy sometimes, too.
You can participate in this stuff, and it's really, you meet amazing people. The people who can sit there and swim for 18 hours across Catalina, there's some pretty amazing people, and they're pretty inspiring. So I encourage you, get involved. And you were talking about this area. We're so lucky. We have the most amazing ocean. We swam, we did Palos Verdes. We swam from Cabrillo to Redondo last summer. And then we went back a few weeks later. And that's amazing. The reefs out there were incredible. That was one of my favorite swims ever. There's just so much to see. It's all right here. And then we trained at Zuma. And there's like 8 mile, it's a loop. And you can get 8 miles in. And we've had whales under us at Point Doom, where they're bubbling right there. You can smell their breath. And you're in the water swimming. It's the coolest thing. So between now and April, kind of when they're out there. But it just has so much fun. You've been crewing. You want to talk about your experience?
Yeah.
So my name's Tyler
Behind you
Sutton.
too.
My name's Tyler Sutton. I've been on swim team and water polo for over 10 years, ever since I was a kid. So I grew up living in the waters, and so living through my life, going down to San Diego, San Francisco, watching my dad do all these swims, I was getting jealous. And so I started crewing with my brother and my dad, and I crewed for 2 20-plus hour Catalina crossings. The first woman Triple Crown of Russia and Kazakhstan. And so watching these swimmers swim for 20 hours, it was amazing. It was something I could not comprehend. So I decided that I should start training and I should start trying to get there. So I signed up for Anacapa a couple months ago. Well, yeah, I did a 10K. I was training for a 10K from Ventura Harbor to Channel Islands Harbor. And for one of my training swims, I went to Zuma. And I decided to just get in the water and swim until I couldn't swim. And I ended up swimming 10K on that day in 4 hours. And so then 2 or 3 weeks
Well,
later.
the cool part about that was when he finished, he got out of the water, he's like, that, right? And the lifeguard bulls drove up and stopped and started talking to Tyler. He's like,
what were
I've
you
been
guys
watching you
doing?
for
I
like
saw you
4
guys down
hours."
there and down there. Yeah, but so after doing that, I just had a lot more confidence. So 3 weeks when it came time for it, and I just started and I was going very well. And about halfway, I was feeling kind of cold, feeling like I wanted to get out, but I just looked to the side because I saw the same oil towers there for like 5 hours. And I wanted to get out, but then I thought to myself, it'd be a lot worse walking back. And everyone else I told about this, like, if I just quit now, I'd let them down. So I gotta finish this. So I just had to think my way through it, and I ended up finishing it, and that was great. And that told me that I could do it. So that just gave me the confidence to sign up for Anacapa.
Yeah.